Hello everyone, Australian Motorcycle News, Peter Bom with an update from what happened today in Motegi in Japan on the first day of the MotoGP round we have here. But before we go to the results of today, let's have a look at the track. What this track is most similar to the European track we have at the Red Bull Ring, the Spielberg MotoGP track, which is just a couple of drag strips connected to with just some corners. The difference with the track in Austria is it's more flat, but as you see immediately, it's straight, simple corners, straight, simple corners, straight, simple corners. So you need to have a bike that accelerates really, really good when upright, brakes really, really good when upright, and you as a rider got to be very, very precise to get it all together here. So it's a bit of an odd track. It's quite different to everything else we go to over the world. Like I said, if anything is similar, it's a Spielberg. It's really, really hard for the brakes because we do such a long time on the brakes. Take, for example, turn one. Serious top speed, long braking, immediately accelerating, again long braking, accelerating, again long. I mean, this is braking, 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 and that's the problem. Brakes can have no problem at all stopping from 400 km/h to 0, but you don't need to do 3 brakes shortly after another, because that's when there is not enough time to dissipate all the heat. So Motegi is one of the 3 tracks we have over the whole season where you got to be, I think it's compulsory even to have the biggest, fattest carbon brake disc with the biggest pads and so on to make sure you don't really overheat them and probably destroy them. It's a safety thing here. What this track is, like I said, it's a couple of drag strips together with just some normal corners. So the bike cannot be set up for these normal corners. You have to set the bike up for upright accelerating, upright braking. That's where the lap times come from here. It's also a wide track, so means it's wide. You already see the design, and it's flat. It's not very technical. That sounds like it's pretty easy. Yeah, it's a bit easy to quickly find your way around here, but it's really difficult to make the difference, because if it's easy, it's easy for everybody. And we see that back in the lap times that are really, really close. The last 10 minutes of this afternoon's pre-qualifying session was total chaos. People could be first, and 5 minutes later they could be out of the top 10. I think the top 5 was within 0.2 of a second, or something really stupidly close. That's the results of track like this. So like I said, bike and rider have to be adjusted and able of hard, precise acceleration, hard, precise braking. You can do some track limits. Problem here is usually between 3 and 4, where you're all over the curbs and probably a little bit too wide over the curbs. Onto the start-finish straight also, it's easy to have some track limits here. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. The result, the other thing that I didn't mention yet about this racetrack is also the tarmac. I'm not a specialist about asphalt and tarmac, but this must be a little bit of a special tarmac compound or whatever, because it makes for weird situations and lots of crashes. It's not like there is little grip, there's good grip, but because of the layout and from this track, Michelin have to bring some special tires. And that combination, especially after last week's race in Misano or 2 weeks ago in Misano, is so different that we saw a lot of riders crashing, having to get used to this. They didn't crash because of oil or water or anything, but I mean, this morning we had 6 crashes, this afternoon we had 7 crashes. That's above normal. Aprilia factory was, they were a little bit on the receiving end of the thing, because we had Marco Bezzecchi crashing twice this morning, Jorge Martin crashing twice this afternoon. So yeah, they already lost their fairings on these overseas trips, let's say like that. But yeah, in the end we have some interesting results. Obviously you've seen the results, but what I like is we have all foreign manufacturers on the first 4 places, which I like. Means it's not completely like that, but it's like if we start on a really strange new track, suddenly all the manufacturers with the different motorbikes, different characteristics are really close together, and it's sort of a proof of the quality of the race team, how much they can add to the performance from the Friday. For example, KTM only have 1 bike in the top 10 with Acosta, which obviously is more down to Acosta than anything else. So it's going to be the test for KTM to see if they can find something tonight. Especially tonight, you have to make the biggest step as a race team. I'm really curious if they can find tomorrow some step. Ducatis are always there. 3 Hondas in the top 10, that's really, really good. Actually, the track is owned by Honda, but that shouldn't make a difference. It's just a nice coincidence. Having 3 Hondas in the top 10 is quite a luxury. So yeah, the Hondas and obviously the Ducatis, but also the Aprilias sort of automatically did gel with the track and can do the lap times. But tomorrow there has to come another step. Surprises, there was obviously surprises today. The downer, like the negative surprises, Alex Marquez outside the top 10, so not in Q1, and Alex is the only guy that can still sort of delay his brother's world title. Well, Mark only needs to score 3 points more than Alex and then he's world champion, and Alex is not even in Q1 at the moment. He will find something. He's Alex and the Grosjean team, they are there. They will come to the Q2 tomorrow, but anyway. So yeah, it's a bit of a surprise because I think that's the first time since maybe the whole year already that Alex Marquez is not straight into Q2. And it shows you he didn't forget how to race a motorbike in this 1.5 weeks after Misano. It's just that it's a very odd set of circumstances we have here. The other odd thing is Pecco Bagnaia being fastest in 3-1 and being immediately in Q2 today. And it's weird to say from the guy that was 2 times world champion and last year was fighting until the last race for the world title. But that's the situation Pecco Bagnaia is, and he's struggling so much lately that it's like a positive surprise to have him straight into Q2 with the Ducatis. Then there is obviously also some Australian riders, Moto3, Moto2, MotoGP. Let's start with the most problematic child we have at the moment, which is Jack Miller in P20 in the MotoGP. I mean, there's only Fabio Quartararo is on P8, and Fabio is very, very special rider in my opinion. If that's the best you can do with the Yamaha, then 20 is not really where Jack should be, but definitely not in the top 10. He's also 20 because he crashed in the morning, he crashed in the afternoon. I think in the afternoon he crashed in a quite inconvenient time and then missed out on having the last couple of minutes where everybody again improves the lap time. So that's Jack's story. Moto2 Senna ages 22 on 1.1 second only, but still 22. Super close in Moto2, the top 10 again. Definitely doesn't gel with him. If I think a little bit over the results that Senna did this year, it's more the fast flowing tracks which automatically come to him. But then again, if you want to be a top rider, you also have to find your way around here. It's going to be interesting to see what he will find overnight in himself and the team in the bike to be there tomorrow. That's when it really matters in Moto2. Because his teammate Manuel Gonzalez, leading the World Championship, was constantly fastest and in the top 2, top 3, so it's not like the team doesn't know what to do. It's more like Senna having put everything not yet together on this track. Moto3, Jacob Rulstone, suffering. I mean, P16 in the Moto3 is just not enough for the guy. We have Joel Kelso in, what is it, P8, so that's good enough for the Friday. But especially Moto3 and Moto2, also, they have to find something more in themselves. These bikes are a little bit more simple, so if you're not there on a track that is as strange as this track, you have to have a good sleep and really think where to improve for tomorrow. So I'm curious to see what everybody will be tomorrow. Entertaining Friday, lots of crashes, lots of burning the midnight oil, especially in the Aprilia MotoGP team, like I said. That was it from Friday. Hope you like it. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.